I'm Becca Brinley, and do you know what's in the food you're eating? You might be surprised to find out that many of your favorite common foods are full of unhealthy and even dangerous substances. Why are we okay with the FDA allowing harmful chemicals and additives in our food without the substances being properly studied and verified safe? Mostly because many Americans aren't fully aware of the potential side effects from consuming these additives. This is due to a loophole in the FDA's rules and restrictions. Americans need to be aware of what is really in their foods so that we can keep the FDA and all other companies accountable to make sure they are producing truly safe food for human consumption. Now, let's go more into detail about this issue and why it's an issue in the first place. Many Americans are unknowingly consuming harmful additives in their daily foods. This is currently acceptable by the FDA due to their rule called GRAS, meaning generally recognized as safe, which allows food companies to add ingredients to their products with little to no federal oversight. Consumer Reports website, August 17th of 2016, states the loophole was supposed to spare only the most time-tested substances from the rigors of pre-market approval. But in 1997, the FDA introduced a new rule that allowed companies to decide for themselves what ingredients qualify for GRAS and to report those designations to the FDA or not on a voluntary basis. Evidence according to Medline Plus website, January 23rd of 2022, food additives serve 5 main functions. They're to give the food a smooth and consistent texture, improve or preserve the nutrient value, preserve the shelf life of the food or drink, control the acid-base balance of foods and provide leavening, and to provide color and enhance flavor. None of which should be reason enough to add in dangerous chemicals that can cause numerous health problems for their consumers. Most of the additives are ultimately meant to make the product look and taste more appealing in hopes that you'll buy it, and it works. Little do we know that the bright cherry red colored soda has the dye Red 40 in its ingredients just for the purpose of giving it that pretty color. Here are the 12 main additives you should be looking out for in your food and beverages that are known to negatively affect your health. According to EWG's website, July 11th of 2022, synthetic food dye can be found in many types of food and beverages. They can affect development and cause behavioral difficulties in children. There are 7 we're especially concerned about: red 3, red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, blue 2, and green 3. Nitrates and nitrites are preservatives used to cure meats. Nitrites can form from nitrates and have linked to stomach cancer, esophageal cancer, and possibly brain and thyroid cancers. Potassium bromate is a possible human carcinogen added to flour and in some packaged baked goods. Propylparaben is a preservative used in pastries and some tortillas. It causes developmental and reproductive harm. Better known as BHA, a preservative used in cured meats and other foods, multiple sources have identified it as a possible human carcinogen. Also, BHT is a preservative found in cereals and other foods. It's a chemical cousin of BHA and is a possible human carcinogen. TBHQ is a preservative used in Pop-Tarts and other processed foods. It may harm the immune system and weaken the effectiveness of vaccines. Titanium dioxide is a color additive used mostly in candy and may damage DNA. Brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, is used to stabilize citrus flavors in sodas and fruity drinks. It can cause neurological harm. The toxic forever chemicals known as PFAs are used in food packaging and are known to leach itself into food. They increase the risk of cancer and damage the immune and reproductive systems, among many other health harms. Artificial sweeteners can affect the hormones that regulate metabolism and have a negative effect on weight control. Many baby foods contain dangerous levels of heavy metals, including mercury, lead, cadmium, and arsenic. Exposure can slow growth and development, increase cancer risk, and lead to behavioral and learning difficulties. Most metals get into food through water and soil pollution. It doesn't help that many Americans have a hard time deciphering what products are actually healthy when doing their grocery shopping. According to Daily Mail website, April 15th of 2022, only 9% of Americans can properly read a nutrition label, with many falling for misleading labels like whole grain or fat-free on the front of the packaging. Many of these foods companies have no shame in promoting the use of legal, false advertising to keep up with the latest health fads and diets just to make a buck. They do it because they can. They are allowed to say these things and portray their products as healthy when they are far from it. This needs to change, and there are ways we can help make these changes happen. Being a part of watchdog groups like EWG or Consumer Reports can push for even quicker change. EWG actually sends out emails about all the latest harmful substances in our consumer products, which with short surveys attached for people to quickly answer whether they think the substance should be banned or not. The survey has facts about the substances so you can make an educated choice and submit it in under a minute. They're a big enough company they can actually fight and get them banned. So let's do that. Consumer Report is an ad-free, influence-free website powered by its members. Members can make small donations to keep it up and running and keep the spread of unbiased information regarding all your consumer needs. We can educate ourselves on how to see past the guise of an unhealthy product for what it really is. By knowing how to properly read a nutrition label, we can keep out harmful additives from our and our family's diets. We can be more aware of how the food companies and the FDA work in order to know what food and drink are safe for us to consume. Let's now imagine what doing these things could mean for our future. Americans will stay healthier and more aware. This will keep us healthier and possibly living without unnecessary diseases that could have otherwise been avoided if not for consistent consumption of these dangerous chemicals. Food companies will be more accountable for their products. This will force companies to produce better quality foods that are safe. Doing this may also raise prices for their products or threaten certain companies' profitability. The FDA needs to change their GRAS rule to keep food companies accountable for their actions. Consumers also need to be aware of the food they are buying and what ingredients mean to their health. I ask that everyone listening do a little research on their common household food items to make sure you're consuming safe ingredients. If what I've told you upsets you, then please subscribe to organizations like EWG emails and do the bare minimum to fill out a quick survey to help make a difference in the quality of your food. If you don't feel like you can make a change, you can, especially with the help of organizations already in place to help stop companies from continuing to legally poison our food. Thank you.